Just a note, Implant Communications has never gotten into the nitty-gritty of American politics like some red pills do, and I see that saved our channel right now. Had I gotten into the details of what's going on with criminal activities of certain people, I would have been censored off this platform. There are many people providing these details, who will have to switch to different platforms to provide this intel to you, so you're going to have to hit their websites or follow them across social media. We have to do what we have to do. Also, if you get an email from someone who's been discontinued, be a gem and post it on social media so others can find them as well. As for Implant Communications, seeing as we have several different focuses, we're going to continue to go light on the storm details, only providing information from an ET perspective, as we have been. Anons have been doing an excellent job of providing information, so we don't feel we have to focus on this as much. Thank you. This channeling took a few days and it's 8 pages long. So I'll put it up over 2 or 3 days, keeping the videos to about 10 minutes long. If you want the whole thing, click on the link and it'll take you to my website and you can read it. Reading is faster anyway. LOL. Me, hello, Ashtar. Ashtar, hello, Sharon. Me, Ashtar, seeing as the big election is only 3 weeks away now, can you update us on some things? Ashtar, of course. Me, first of all, who's going to win the election? I see that the deep state put in another man/woman as the running mate. I'm not naming names in case this gets me kicked off this platform. Not sure why they did this, but maybe just to ensure that there is someone competent on their team, because he's obviously not. God, the guy is 78 already. And he's tried to run before twice and he wasn't elected. Trump is clearly going to win. That's pretty obvious. Especially with what's come out now just in the last day. Looks good on them. Ashtar, it is. He will win. I channeled this before the damning evidence for one candidate came out this week, so I'll leave it as it is. Me, I wish I could vote for him, and I'm Canadian. If he doesn't get elected, he can come up to Canada and help kick Trudeau to the curb for us. Trudeau is dancing a duet with the communist Chinese. So, Ashtar, what we have seen during this COVID pandemic is 7 months of social distancing and mask wearing, and just general paranoia on the part of many. Now we're getting into a second lockdown here in Canada and huge fines being levied for infractions. So many people seem to be taking legal action against the state, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Ashtar, as for the pandemic, stay with it, because the next one they unleash on you will obviously be worse. Me, that's true. Ashtar, the longer this one draws out, the better for you. The real challenge here is to get people to wake up and to understand the truth. Obviously this will take time, and to date this COVID has taken a lot of time, which is fortunate. Me, which also brings to mind the fact that the mainstream media has to be overtaken. There's no way people can wake up while still watching the fake 6 o'clock news. Ashtar, no. And there are plans in the works. Me, so we're going to start a TV station ourselves, possibly next year, but there will be others, I'm assuming? Ashtar, yes, the airspace will be shared between the light and the dark. The dark will no longer have a monopoly, though. Me, of course they'll be trying to knock us off the air? Ashtar, of course. However, they won't be able to. The quantum computer is very strong and able to overwhelm any signal they send out to affect your signals. Me, why give people a choice, even? Why not just take the big senders off the air and replace them with broadcasters that tell the truth? Ashtar, because right now, people need to have entertainment, or information, that aligns with their frequency. It's up to the individual to choose what they want to watch. You understand yourself that there are plenty of shows to watch on YouTube that show the truth. You watched a satanic whistleblower yesterday with a 3-hour-long program, and you realized you knew everything that she was talking about, and then some that she didn't mention. You have been prepared. You know the truth, as much as we can tell you anyhow. Your world, right now, belongs to both the light and the dark. Or rather your minds do. In effect, isn't your mind really your world, when you think about it? And it is who you give them over to. That is your choice, your free will. Nobody can decide for another. Me, everyone's talking about the event happening this December 21st. Will it? Ashtar, no. Not yet. It's still too soon. You have years yet to go through before you'll be prepared to survive a flash of that magnitude. There are some who could easily, some who could like yourself, and others who will die of it. We're not trying to kill the population of Earth. Me, do you have any influence at all on how quickly Earth is ascending? Ashtar, we have some, yes. Much of our energy is sent to the planet as well as the denizens of what you call heaven. God him and herself is sending energy. Many are sending their particular energies to help repair the fields around your planet, and to help change your DNA. In your case, Sharon, you would be receiving energy from Vega and they would be helping to repair your soul. As for your body, you receive from Lyra, Vega, and the Pleiades, as these are your physical DNA providers. It is also a question of keeping this process in balance for you, as well as everyone else upon the planet. There are some people who have DNA from so many races that moving them along in the process is a question of timing and of preciseness. Me, no wonder I keep seeing so many sets of eyes when I take aura pictures. It makes sense now. These are the Vegans who send me energy. Ashtar, exactly. You see how you're not working on this alone? Not by any stretch of the imagination. Me, now, this pandemic is clearly a matter of trying to wear us down, to get us to obey them. It obviously doesn't make any sense with so many so-called leaders saying so much contradictory information. It's just a cesspool of nonsense, really. Even now the World Health Organization, WHO, is recanting. Ashtar, yes, you see the confusion of the dark when they are exposed to light. He's grinning. Me, I see. Ashtar, there is too much light for them now to be able to pull off this new world order agenda with any finesse. Had this been years ago, it would have been carried out in a precise manner, but now there is so much information, as you've said, and so many providing the information, that there is mass confusion. Me, I know. I get told I don't have to wear a mask outside and I see people wearing masks outside. Apparently, the virus doesn't spread outside, which is ridiculous. Ashtar, we are their antithesis. We are their opposite. Our people have provided information continuously throughout this pandemic to others, despite censorship and attempts to keep you off of the internet. Have you ever considered that it is your sheer determination to provide this information that keeps you online? For those who are constantly shadow banned and censored, given time in jail for their messages, yet you continue to get back or stay online to continue to provide that information. Why? It is because you are creating this, Sharon. They can't fight you. You're too strong for them. Me, I keep thinking of Jordan Sather. Ashtar, as an example. He is so determined to provide this information to people, he can't be stopped. You can't stop the light, Sharon. When he is taken off the air, he gets put back on again. Why? Because he simply switches timelines to one where he has the control. He probably doesn't realize he's doing this, but he is. They can't resist him. Sharon, this entire world has been fueled by your mind energies, that's why it was necessary to mind control the Terrans. Now that you have your own agenda, now that you have seen the light, you can't be stopped. You are the virus in their programming. Me, aha. I see it. Yes. Ashtar, you yourself are opening your third eye wider and seeing the truth of what's around you. You've seen a Zeta walking down your street, buildings up above the river in the clouds, that piece of sensory equipment that appeared to be hanging in your bedroom. Me, yeah, I guess there was a fight over that one. I don't like being spied on by the dark. I'm trying to get a quote on printing my books from my old printer in Toronto, and for some reason, the email with the specs never gets to her. I may have to phone her with them. It'd be nice if they'd stay out of my mailbox. Ashtar, these are inconveniences, and if you wanted to change them, you could put your foot down and say you won't tolerate these things. And then they won't happen. It's that you sit and observe them happening without knowing what to do. What you need to do is demand that it stop. Me, yes, I've done that before. Thank you, Ashtar. Ashtar, the same with hearing negative voices, anything you don't wish to experience, command your space. Your mind comprises this universe. Stand in your power. All of you can do this. You are powerful beings. Me, so the big question is, what will happen after Trump gets elected? Ashtar, you see that the people love Trump, and love is winning. Many people despise Trump, but not as many as do love him. Love is winning. Me, thank you for pointing that out, Ashtar. I love seeing all the boat parades. It's quite interesting. I don't think I've ever seen so many banners, t-shirts, ball caps, and flags created for a president, ever. Ashtar, they love him. Love is winning right now. Hate is losing. Me, so, one thing I learned about haters is they're sore losers. What are they going to do when they realize they're out of luck? And why is the Chinese army said to be located in the islands around Vancouver, Canada now? You said there'd be no war with China, so I'm believing you, but it'd be easy to start a war with the US from the Canadian side. Why are they there? And what kind of retaliation are people going to experience with the winning of Trump? Ashtar, yes, these are sore losers. We've dealt with them for a long time. They tend to take out their losses on your people. You know that the tunnels and dumps are being cleared of all the people living there. Some have never seen the light of day. We are tending to these people, and some are relocated to other planets or are living in our ships. Monies have been rounded up, and goods have been removed from the Vatican. Me, these people have been arrested, haven't they? So now the only ones being arrested would be their clones. Ashtar, no, not all of them. There are some still walking, but we've dealt with the main ones. Me, when will indictments begin? Ashtar, shortly. Me, I'm dying to see these people being tried. When this goes on the air, there will be nobody who can, what am I saying, of course they'll deny it rather than say that their choice of president turned out to be a pedo. Oh well. I still want to see the trials. What will happen on November 4th? Ashtar, Trump and the alliance are negotiating with the deep state players. They have the difficult task of having to negotiate peace with them while forwarding their own agenda of making America great again. There are some who are not on board at all, and you see this out in Oregon. Other states are a bit better. Rioting has stopped in New York City. The main point of contention is, of course, the vaccines. New vaccines are being created all over the world for COVID, however it is a question of which will be mandated. Trump has said vaccines are not mandatory, however other countries are not so obliging. There will be fallout over the coronavirus and China, the China virus, and the US will have talks with China over this. Reparations will be made. Me, Ashtar, what about countries where the vaccine will be made mandatory? Like Canada. I can see that coming. Ashtar, don't see it coming. See yourself on a timeline where vaccines are not mandated. There are some people who would take the vaccine without questioning it. You're not one of them, so separate yourself from those who would. When you take your mind and control your reality, you won't experience this type of problem. There will be timelines where the vaccine will not be mandated. Perhaps they'll be optional but not mandatory. Stay on that timeline by not fearing the vaccine. Me, why did the communist Chinese military land on Canadian soil? Ashtar, they are, in fact, the new deep state army. Trump has much control over the American army now. Me, so they got another army. I know they're growing it very quickly there. Ashtar, they will try to install bases around the world, however it won't be permitted. Me, maybe that's why they stopped on the islands outside of mainland. I know Trudeau has been liaising with the Chinese black noble families, so I figure the same thing that's happening in Australia will happen here. Ashtar, for some. For those who fear. Me, I remember speaking to you and Ivo about this long ago, and you told me there would be many timelines and some would be horrible and others wouldn't be so bad. It was a question of what the person created or allowed to be created. Ashtar, and this is true. There is a short way to ascend to 5D, and there are many timelines that take much longer, and this perhaps would require many lifetimes to accomplish.